The Australian Disability Parking Scheme will help to ensure that there are clear, consistent and fair policies to make it easier to identify those eligible for disability parking permits. A key feature of the scheme is the Australian Disability Parking Permit, which will initially replace over 100 different permit types across Australia and make it easier for permit holders when travelling interstate. The common design for the new national permit will ensure easy recognition for all enforcement officers across Australia. The transition to the Australian Disability Parking Permit will be completed nationally by the 31st of March 2011. There are three formats for the Australian Disability Parking Permit design. The first is a hook format, and the second is a shorter format without a hook. The third format will be what is used by residents in New South Wales and the Australian Capital Territory. This permit has a plastic pocket into which the existing New South Wales Mobility Parking Scheme photo permit or the existing ACT Mobility Parking Scheme permit must be inserted. If a valid New South Wales or ACT permit is not inserted in the plastic pocket, the words "Void if no New South Wales or ACT permit inserted here" will be visible. In some states, territories and local government areas, separate parking permits may continue to be provided for specific purposes. These permits are not part of the Australian Disability Parking Scheme. Some organisations that transport eligible people with disability may receive an Australian Disability Parking Permit. Otherwise, the usual permits for these vehicles will still apply. All three formats of the Australian Disability Parking Permit contain enhanced security features which will assist with permit recognition and enforcement. These include a multicolour background with solar flare gradient. All colours of the spectrum are used, making it difficult to copy. Shadow text of the words Australian Disability Parking Permit printed over the entire permit surface. A large rectangular hologram with the words Australian Disability Parking Permit printed in microtext, except for the New South Wales and ACT permits. A permit number, which consists of a state or territory prefix and a unique permit number. An expiry date in the format day, month, year. The New South Wales and ACT permit number and expiry date will continue to be included on the New South Wales Mobility Parking Scheme photo permit and the ACT permit that must be used in conjunction with the Australian Disability Parking Permit. A two-tone Australia hologram with the words Australian Disability Parking Permit printed in microtext. The international symbol of access sign stamped in silver foil over a blue square. A hole punched on bottom left corner as a tactile feature to assist those who are visually impaired to recognise the side of the permit that must be displayed. Existing permit holders, except New South Wales and ACT existing permit holders, who receive a new Australian Disability Parking Permit will be asked to destroy their old permit immediately. Australian Disability Parking Permit holders can park, as usual, in reserved parking spaces displaying the international symbol of access. Permits must only be used when the vehicle is being used to transport the permit holder. They must be clearly displayed, so the permit number and the expiry date are visible from the exterior of the vehicle. The hook permits must be removed from display before the vehicle is driven. This is to ensure the permit does not obscure the vision of the driver. Permits will continue to be obtained through the existing state, territory and local government agencies that are currently responsible for issuing disability parking permits. For more information about the Australian Disability Parking Scheme, including links to relevant state, territory and local agencies, visit www.disabilityparking.gov.au.